Okay. All right.
We're
Okay.
live.
Alright.
Oh, this isn't good.
All right.
We're
Okay.
live.
Alright.
Yes. There you go. All right. Cool. So here we are, the JJS Podcast, first one. So yeah.
Wait, this is the first one?
Yes, this is the first one.
Holy shit.
So yeah. Um.
Hey, Mom, I'm on YouTube.
So how about you guys introduce yourselves real quick?
Alright, I guess I'll go first. Hi. Alright, my name is John. I work in a manufacturing company and uh fuck.
Nice.
I forgot the state.
Cool.
I forgot the state.
Moving on.
Alright, damn it. But
So, our other filler here.
My name's Silas. I'm eating chicken. I'm sorry. I nearly choked.
All right.
That's it.
Flawless. Beautiful. Give him a round of applause. All right, cool. So, we're here to talk about part one, correct? Cool.
Wait.
What happened?
wait. Okay, no, we're good. Fine. Alright,
Okay.
good.
So,
Right.
I think we should start off with overall review of part one. So, let's see.
You want me to go first with like what my overall idea of part one?
Sure. If you wanna, you can go.
Oh yeah, sure. Actually, you know, what, Felipe, I'll let you go first because I feel like mine's gonna go a little whack.
You want me to? You want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
All right. So let's see. So, first of all, I want to say that part one is, I feel like sometimes it's very overlooked. I feel like a lot of people don't care about it as much, and I can't really blame them because it's really short. But at the same time, it's kind of like, it's the beginning of JoJo, so I feel like it holds a lot of important weight and should never be skipped under any circumstances. So yeah. Let's see. So let's see. Let's talk about Jonathan for a second.
My homie Joestar, my homie Jonathan,
Yep. So
Okay.
Boy John.
my homie Big John.
Big John.
Big John. So let's see. What do you guys think of Jonathan?
I love
I mean he's not bad.
He's like
I'm gonna
a
be
teddy
straight
bear.
honest with you. His voice actor for Jonathan Joestar is not that good. I do
Really?
not like his voice actor.
Hmm.
He's like in comparison to like to Joseph and Jotra, he sounds like a little baby. I'm gonna be straight honest.
Okay. However, I will say the one thing, I kind of disagree, but there was one episode, if you remember, it was pretty much after everything was like kind of done, and they were on the boat on the
Oh, you're talking
honeymoon.
about 9? Episode 9.
Yeah. Literally like minutes ago, we were hearing Jonathan like in battle form, like having this like screeching, like kind of like loud voice, right?
Mhm.
And then the next, we hear him being like super sweet, super calm, and it's like this is day and night. I'm not sure if Silas remembers me talking about
I
that.
do.
Yeah,
I do.
but
Day and night.
day and night. Yeah.
Oh, God, it seems to free his mind at night.
So
That
Yeah, that
might
was-
get us Twitch banned.
no, you're okay.
It's
I'm pretty
copyright.
sure you're not gonna die. Okay. Let's see.
Oh yeah. Let's not forget that Jonathan told Dio, "If you kill me, my ghost is gonna haunt you forever," and that's exactly what happens in part 3
Mm. So you want to say
with
that Jotaro Stan Star Platinum is
Jonathan.
Jonathan? I mean,
Wait, is that like actually confirmed? Because I haven't got that far.
no, I don't think so, right? It's not.
I don't think it's officially confirmed.
Okay.
I don't know.
So that's an interesting idea, though.
Yeah, it is. Shit. No.
I can
Okay.
agree with it.
Hope this isn't. Okay. So moving on. So Titus, what did you had to say about part 1?
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna be straight honest with you guys here. Okay. Part 1 was by far one of the worst parts I've ever seen.
Okay.
I think part 1 honestly was not good. In comparison to
good?
part 2 and part 3, or even just any anime in general, I really did not like part 1. Yeah. So
Dang. Okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
I
So
definitely feel like, personally, there was only like 3 actually good episodes of part 1. Like the first one, the Dio fight on the. Wait. There
The
was.
deal fight at the end.
Yes. And there was one in the middle that was good. Like when
Mm.
they first found Dio. When he went to get the poison and all that. That was a good episode. But yeah, it definitely doesn't live up to the rest of
Yeah.
JoJo.
I
But still-
personally can only think of like 2 good episodes of part 1, which
Yeah.
was the very first fight between Jonathan and Dio, where the mansion burned down, right?
Yeah.
And I think it was the moment he gained all the extra Hama from Zeppeli. I think those are the only 2 episodes I actually enjoyed, where I was sort of hooked. But other than that, I couldn't really get into any of it.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I felt like the show was like being quirky to be quirky half the time when I was watching part 1.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, part 2 and part 3 is also just as whack, but at least it feels like it sort of makes sense for it to be like that.
Right. My opinion on part 1 is that it was clearly heavily inspired by Fist of the North Star,
right.
but it just didn't go about it the right way.
Yeah.
Like it didn't make Jonathan. It was trying to make Jonathan like the whole gentleman or whatever, and it really didn't live up to the same as Kenshiro from Fist of the North Star.
I can't say anything about Fist of the North Star. I haven't even watched Fist of the North Star yet,
Fair enough.
so I can't say anything about that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
I just
fair
know.
enough. Oh yeah. Also, R.I.P. my homie Danny.
Sorry, what?
R.I.P. my homie Danny.
Danny.
The dog.
The dog.
Oh yeah, that's right. R.I.P. my boy. Where's my boy Danny?
Alright. So what about this? I have a question for y'all.
What's up?
So, did Jonathan have premarital sex?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Most
He
definitely.
absolutely did.
He didn't. There's no way that he did not make a child on that boat.
Correct.
I would not believe it.
Correct.
But here's the thing. Weren't they already married at that point?
Well, on the
They were
boat.
married in the same day, weren't they? Weren't they married like before that, and then they got on the boat to America after? Because I thought that was what had happened. So, either, he did it on the boat, like, in the middle of the day or before that even happened. So I think Jonathan did it.
But then
His
again,
one and only sin.
they were going on a honeymoon, right?
Yeah.
And usually a honeymoon happens after you're married.
Well, yeah, it was like
S-
it was
I
on the same day, just after.
Yeah.
So then it wouldn't be premarital sex.
I'm saying there's no way he did it on the boat.
Yeah, I don't think he did it on the
Hmm.
boat. That's what I was saying.
So he had to have done it before the marriage.
Right. But then this is assuming that they literally got married the same day and just went on the boat,
Yeah.
which I don't think, it
Honestly,
would
Wasn't
well,
go
hold
like
on.
that.
Let me check something. I'm gonna go back. When did they get on the boat? Like, what was the time span between the boat and then like temporary death of Dio until he pops back up on episode 9?
Good question.
Yeah.
Let me go check that real quick. Let me see if it says anything about it. But continue what you guys are talking about. But I'm gonna see if I can figure this out real quick.
I don't know. I didn't have.
Uh, let- 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 let-
I said all I said.
Okay, hold on. I'm like typing something here. Wait, that is not. Okay, that's done. Done.
Wait, I forgot they fucking grabbed Dio by the head and just hold him in a fucking bag the entire time.
So, what's your guys' opinion on Dio for this part?
Uh,
Chadley.
I think he was the best character out of all of them, other than Speedwagon. I think those two were a pretty good match. But yeah, huh?
First off, Dio's voice actor is incredible.
Absolutely.
Let's just get that out of the way. Second of all, well written character. Cause like he has actual backstory and stuff. So first off, that's always a plus. I'm gonna sneeze. I'm not gonna sneeze. Okay.
Bruh.
Bruh.
I forgot what I was gonna say after that. Somebody else talk, please.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure this video. I'm trying to figure this out right
So
now.
could we say Silas stated that Dio is a Chad,
Mm-hmm.
but also I think someone said this as well before, but also labeled him as a bisexual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my homie kind of gay.
Part 3.
Oh, true. True. Wait. So I actually, now that I think about this, so we all know that Dio hated his dad.
Mm-hmm.
You said we don't know?
No, we all know that Dio
Oh,
hated
yeah.
his dad.
Yeah.
I think one thing that I don't think is ever discussed is what about the mother?
I think they said that his mom died a long time ago. Oh no,
I
it
thought
was a
she
prostitute.
dipped
It was a prostitute, and yeah, she dipped. I think that's what it was.
because of his dad. So that means there's just more reason to hate him.
Right. Okay. So, what
Wait, does the
else?
Brando family ever get like recognized again in the entire show, other than just Dio himself? Do they like bring up anyone else? Because I'm pretty sure they were like a sort of big family in the slums world, anyways.
In after part 6,
Mm.
but I guess that doesn't exactly. Would you say that counts, Felipe?
I mean,
I mean, after the end of part 6.
through the end. Possibly, but I'd say yes. Yes.
Yeah. So yes, in part 7, there's a different Brando.
Okay.
And there's in part 5, which completely went over my head right now.
Oh, true.
Part 5. Part 5 has been released, right? For an anime, right?
Yes.
Part 5 is already animated. Part 6
Okay.
isn't animated.
Have they even announced part 6 yet?
No.
No.
Bruh. Let's go Fire Force season 2.
Bruh.
Hell yeah.
Let's
see.
go Baki season 3. That
Say
has nothing
no
to do with
one.
this. Why did I say that? I've just been watching that like for the past week, and I've done nothing with myself.
I thought you finished that.
They added a new season.
Oh,
Is what
okay.
I'm saying. Okay. Anyways,
So, Speedwagon.
part 1.
Speedwagon's my homie. Speedwagon's my absolute. Speedwagon was the best thing that came out of part 1.
For real.
Legit, I can't think of anyone better than my homie Speedwagon.
Kinda,
Speedwagon is perfect.
yeah.
Speedwagon's a perfect human.
I feel I've said that Speedwagon would be like an awesome like like sports fighting commentator because of all the shit he literally
'Cause he
comments
just
from Jonathan's
monologues.
fights.
My homie's whole career is monologuing. That's how the Speedwagon Foundation made so much money.
So I think what's actually interesting about that is how, let me see. Let me just get where is it right here? Post. How he discovered oil in America. Um
Wait, that's what he did? Is that how he
That's
made
part 2. We can't talk about it.
True, but I guess it's like
That's true.
Speedwagon, so but
I
how about
mean,
this?
I think he sort of introduced it in part 1 because that's part 1 was where he started getting rich. At least the end of it,
Hmm.
right? Pretty
Well,
sure.
pretty sure that's post. Post.
Oh, post. Okay, never mind then.
Where was it? Did you guys know? Um, it was, hold on, history. That apparently during his youth, Speedwagon had traveled the world, experimenting with various exotic animals in Africa, strange Asian plants, and Caribbean tornadoes.
Wasn't that still the time when he was a gangster though?
I mean, I'm presuming, because all this is during his youth, or maybe before that.
Yeah, he was 20. Wasn't he like 23 when we met him too?
Yes, he's 25.
25. Okay. Yeah, so that's weird. It's an interesting little fact there.
Yeah. Bet you didn't know that.
Yeah, I fucking did it.
Also, not to mention, um, obviously, he's named after REO Speedwagon, the band name.
Fucking honestly, didn't know that.
Wait, you didn't?
I didn't.
Bruh.
I didn't even know there was a group. I'm gonna be straight honest.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Silas, you're gonna see something.
what?
Were you gonna see something?
So I'm scrolling through Instagram right now, right?
Okay.
And I see out of the corner of my eye someone putting on the green Dio lipstick. I just thought that was ironic that was happening right now.
Not bad.
Anyways, I'm sorry. I have the attention span of a fly, okay?
You're trying your best, and that's what matters.
Yeah, that's what matters
Thank you.
at the end of the day.
I'm still not.
You just woke up. It's to be expected.
Also, I forgot to put this stream under just chatting. This
What?
was under Final Fantasy VII Remake the entire time.
This is your Final Fantasy VII. Not bad.
Okay.
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
You're not sorry.
Remember.
Okay. Oh my god. Alright. I need to take a piss. So at the same time, I'm gonna grab a Coke.
Alright. Okay, I guess while you do that, so let's talk music here.
Alright.
What are we talking about?
Let's talk music here. So we can fill up the gap while he's gone. Alright.
Okay.
What's your opinion on the soundtrack of the show?
Part 1 is basic. Part 2 was. Part 2 is. Part 2, I don't even need to say anything about Part 2. Part 2 is select.
Alright.
Part,
I'm gonna be okay. Even though this is about part 1, I want to talk about part 2's music real quick. All right, part 2's music. Okay, don't get me wrong. Part 2's music was great, but every
Mhm.
single time now, all I can think of is just Arabian people screaming. Like, that's all I can think of now. Whenever I think of part 2's music, fucking Pillar Boys, dude.
Pillar Boys.
Fucking love the Pillar Boys. The Pillar Boys are great. That's all. No, I
Right.
can't think of anything that was truly noteworthy about Part 1's OT other than like the opening, which the opening kind of slapped. It's not my favorite opening.
Mm-hmm.
I think Part 3's opening so far is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. Part
Yeah.
1's opening, I feel like it's missing something when I'm listening to Part 1 opening.
Right.
I can't really put my finger on it, mind you, but like I feel like it is missing something.
But after Part 3, for me at least, the music just takes a whole, like, they just kick it up to the, like, next level. And it's
After
so,
Part
like,
3?
After Part 3.
Okay. That's
And
good
it's
enough.
just crazy, especially in Part 5. Part 5 was just phenomenal musically, and just all of Part 5 was great, but...
Oh, when does... Wait, where does Part 4 take place in?
Part
Is
4
that Italy or is... Huh?
Part 4 or Part 5?
Part 4.
Part 4 is in...
Yeah.
Oh god, hold on.
I've returned.
Welcome back.
Part 4...
Part throat? What?
Part 4
We're talking
is
about
in
music
Japan.
right now.
Oh, music.
Part 4 is in Japan. Part 5 is in Italy.
Okay, so they still stay in Japan. And, okay. But, alright.
Speaking of music, what do you guys think of Jonathan's theme?
I fucking forgot what it sounds like. I'm gonna be straight on it.
It was
Hold on,
really
let me pull it up.
basic.
Yeah. I honestly, since we're just gonna repeat it. I don't really remember anything about Part 1's OP. Other than like the opening and the outro, I can't really think of anything that was truly noteworthy that was in JoJo's soundtrack. At least for Part 1. Let me
Okay.
pull it up real quick, though.
So let me do this. We talk about Jonathan's opening. You guys see this, right?
Yeah.
So tell me if you can hear this.
I cannot.
Can't hear.
Whoa.
Oh, maybe because for y'all, oh, this is gonna blast my ears. Alright.
That's not Jonathan Joestar's theme. That's fucking Zaxby's.
Holy
God damn it.
shit.
That's a piano. God, alright.
Alright, you guys hear this now?
I do not.
Okay, well, this doesn't work. So, I guess just look up Jonathan Joestar's theme and skip to like 2 minutes.
Just give it 2 minutes. Hold up.
Bruh, this is like crazy loud for me. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Wait, do you hear mine?
You guys are like screaming.
Oh, my bad, homie.
What?
I don't know.
Oh, wait. Let me just stop doing this. That probably should have
Okay.
fixed it.
We straight now?
Yes.
Alright, cool.
So I think the only part of Jonathan's theme I like is that like 2 minutes.
Are you talking about like
The-
the classical fanfare that goes on?
The
Mm.
big hit right there. I know. I
Yeah.
think I know what you're talking about.
Right. I think that's the only part I like. Also
Yeah.
cool.
Oh,
Um,
okay. I was about to go like heavy music nerd, but it's yeah, it's not bad. It's not entirely complex by structure wise, but it's not bad though.
yes, the musical genius.
It's a musical genius.
Also speaking, Silas probably remembers this or not. So pretty much, while we were still in school, uh, me and Silas would used to listen to shit, and I think one time I put it was like a little bit of a remix. It combined Jonathan's theme with Dio's like part 3 theme.
Mm,
And it
interesting. I do not remember that.
yeah.
I
And
don't
it
think I
actually
remember
fit.
Dio's theme. I don't think it's popped up yet for
No, I don't
Ryan.
think it hasn't popped up for you yet, I think.
Okay. I'm gonna hold on to it and just let it be a surprise. I'm not gonna say too
Yeah.
much.
Dio's theme doesn't show up till the very end, doesn't it? When they
I-
first when we
maybe
actually see Dio.
I think it's somewhere maybe it could either be that or it's either like around the midway where they kind of show him slightly.
Yeah, maybe.
Or like when
I
it
don't
pops up on the television?
No, not other besides the television. Just trying not to spoil this a lot, but later into the series, they'll like show him a little more.
Okay. I'll see it when I get there.
So I think his theme plays there. If not, then it's when they're actually like in front of him.
Okay. Yeah, that doesn't happen till at least a while, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, then I'm gonna be chilling.
What I also had this interesting note. So apparently, let me see, where was the part? Let me see though. So yeah, so very rare here that about Speedwagon and Hamon, right? So
Oh, he doesn't have any?
right, because let me just read this little part there is though Zappelli mentions that Speedwagon could never master the art of Ripple, a fact that greatly distressed Speedwagon. Um, Let me see, where's it? So pretty much, what I have here is, what if Speedwagon could learn how to use Hammond? How would that change stuff?
maybe he would actually fight instead of narrate.
Yeah.
Maybe he could have lived to part 3.
What if he actually dies because of that?
What if he dies because of what?
Because
Okay,
like, because he
I can
learned
see
how
it
to
then.
use Hammond, he pretty much like is in the battle itself.
Hmm.
And let's say against the one guy who killed Zappelli, or maybe Dio himself, because he goes directly
Or
into
in-
combat, he
Mhm.
probably could have died right then and there.
Or in any of part 2. He also could have.
Maybe.
Remember when we thought he was gonna die?
We thought.
That could have happened.
True.
Oh yeah, at the very beginning, right?
Mm-hmm. But yeah.
I don't know, yeah. I think
Do you
him
think-
not learning it, Hammond, Hamo was probably
Hamon.
better because it just lowers the chance of him actually dying. Him dying of old age.
If he did have Hamon, he could have like been on the Stardust Crusades.
Hmm. No, I don't. No, I think that'd be too much time. I think, cause that's literally
Yeah, he would have died by then
because let me see.
one was in 1888.
Right.
And he was
yeah,
born
yeah.
in 1863. That'd be over 100 years.
Yeah, he would have around that time. Part 3 was in 1943, I think, or 1946. So yeah, he would have been
Part
long dead
3
by
was
now.
in like the 70s, wasn't it?
No, part 3 is in
Part
the
3?
80s.
The
Oh,
80s.
never mind. It's in the 80s. Okay, I thought it was. No, I'm thinking of
Two?
part 2.
Part
Yeah,
2.
Yeah.
part 2 was in 1946. That's right.
No, it's not. It's in. It's
Yeah,
in
we got the nods.
1939.
My boy von Stroheim. But
Actually, Hyman doesn't. Wait, Silas, because you need to correct me, and I guess Titus too. I don't think Hammond makes you live longer. I think it just makes you look younger.
Lisa, because she was 50,
Part, yeah.
and also with Zappelli's teacher, who was 100 or something, like 100 or something. He was old and
he was an old man. No, yeah, I
still
got you.
moving.
Okay.
And also shown with what's part 2. What's his name?
Wait, what?
Sorry, you were sort of breaking up on me.
Part 2 Jojo. What is his name? I completely
Part
forgot.
2
Joseph.
JoJo. It was Joseph.
Joseph. Yeah.
No, because it was my
Because
favorite. It was my
Joseph
favorite JoJo
lives.
so far.
Joseph lives till he's like over 100, right?
I think almost.
Does he?
Because he lives till. Doesn't he live till part 6?
I don't know
Wait,
yet.
yeah. Because we know he lives past part 4.
Right.
But
Jesus Christ, my homie lives for.
Weapon?
I just talking about how fucking my dude here just lives on forever. I didn't expect Joseph to actually be there till like part 6. My God.
I haven't seen
Where?
him in part 6 yet, so. But fair. But to be honest, I don't think he's alive because it's literally like 12 years after part 4. Yeah.
Wait, hello?
Hello?
Hold on. Something's going on. Oh, that's one. Okay, never mind. And I was Matthew was trying to FaceTime me for some reason.
Bruh.
it is confirmed that Joseph was alive in part 6, making him 91 years old.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Yes.
Jesus.
Fucking Joseph's an old ass shit.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Look, he's imagine if he's still fucking racist old hag. God.
Okay. So back to Speedwagon. So you guys remember at the first confrontation that we see him, Speedwagon uses his saw hat
Mm-hmm.
and he never uses it again.
yeah, after that he stayed back. I don't think he ever went back into a fight.
Because
At all.
Jonathan literally just took it and didn't care. I think he realized, oh, there's no point in this hat anymore. Except looking like a pimp.
Except him looking like an ass, the fucking sugar daddy.
Oh. No. 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 You guys remember the sword?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of wasn't used at all. There was like a few times where he actually used this.
Fun fact, it was actually used against the final fight with Dio.
Yeah, that was like the only time I actually remember him using it though.
Yeah.
Which is it's kind of weird, but I mean it's whatever.
What was
Actually,
it?
hold on. I know a good topic. Since we talked a little while ago, we talked about soundtrack. Let's talk animation here. Let's talk about animation and art style here.
Okay.
What is your guys' opinion on the animation and the art style?
Um, personally, I feel, I feel like, I guess this could go for part two because they both have the same art style.
Mm.
Um, I actually feel like part one's in art style is I feel like it's the best out of all the other parts
Mm.
because I just like how it looks for me. I just like how it looks. Like,
You just like the aesthetic.
yeah, like it's not to say like I don't like how part three looks or four or five, but there's just always something like about them that just makes them like kind of odd choices. Like part three's looks like kind of oddly blocky.
Mm.
Right.
Um, part five for me looks like a little. Sometimes it's a little too messy with like it's like lines on the faces sometimes. Um, and there's not much to say about part four actually. I think part four is actually like the best of like it's almost like a combined part three with part five style.
Yeah.
Personally, when it comes to part one in art style, if we're talking art style only, it is the foundation, and to a degree, it does look fairly well. But I
Mhm.
think there's some times where it just feels a little off as well. I feel like it's like not polished, if that makes any sense,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
It
'Cause,
definitely
like,
has like the old style art.
right,
Yeah.
because part 5 is extremely polished, but the art style is like extremely different.
Mm.
Yeah.
So like the animation in part 5 is like perfected pretty much, or like perfect
Mm.
compared to part 1 at least. And part 1's art style also, like I said, heavily reminds me of Fist of the North Star. And so that's, I guess that's a plus for me.
Hmm.
Because there's definitely a lot of inspiration that was taken for part 1
Mm.
from like different anime and manga.
Yeah.
Since you sort of brought up animation as well, I'm gonna go and talk about the animation. Uh, the animation felt kind of lacking. It really, which is weird for me to
Yeah.
say, considering I then watched part two, and then there was times where part two as animation was like spectacular,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like even though it was fucking weird when my homie was just crying in part two,
Yeah.
like that was whack, but it looked really good. And then or
Yes.
like it's fine if I say like spoilers for part two on this, right? Is that fine? Okay. When my homie just fucking like eats shit and dies. Who's his name? Caesar. When he died, like the fight for that was really clean, which
Yeah.
caught me
Yes.
by
Yes.
surprise because I did not expect it to look as good as it did. But when we go to like part one, the
It's
part one's fighting feels really lazy. If that
yeah.
makes like, there's
Yeah.
times where it doesn't compare. Like the final fight between JoJo and Dio, which I know one of you guys said that was like one of the really good points of that show. I really did not like that whole part there because I was really bored
Yeah.
when I was
That
watching the entire thing.
that
It
makes
was
sense.
yeah,
Also,
and I'm not saying because I rely solely on animation. I don't have to have animation in order to say yeah, show's good,
mm,
but I don't know. It felt really lackluster, and it was a lot of just standing and some certain talking. I
yeah.
didn't really have much to say about it.
Yeah.
Speaking of fights, I just remembered the fight that happens where it's Zappelli, Jonathan, and Speedwagon. They're in a carriage, and they get stuck like in a tunnel or something.
Oh, are we
And
talking about the fight between him and Jack the Ripper?
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And the dude literally comes out of the fucking horse.
I remember that.
You know, I just like how if there's one thing consistent about this show, is that it will always throw a fucking curveball at you that you're not gonna fucking expect. Because
That's why it's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
exactly, my
That's
friend.
why it's called Bizarre.
Like I'm pretty sure none of us expected fucking Jack the Ripper to just slit open the a fucking head of a horse and pop out of it.
Man, fucking show will forever be weird. All right, there's never a point in time where I don't think this show's weird. Like, fucking part 1 where Jack the Ripper just rips himself out of a fucking horse. To like fucking part 2 where my homie Joseph was just looking at his mother. You fucking dude. There's always a point in time where this show is just gonna be whack. I can't think of any time where the show is just not.
Let me tell you, from what I've seen of part 8, it only gets worse.
What do you mean?
One man's stand is the Lego White House. That's it. It's nothing else. It's the Lego White House, and it's it.
I mean, that's not too far
Hold
off.
on.
We had fucking, we had an orangutan in part 3 whose stand was a ship. All right,
Yeah, right here.
so I'm not entirely surprised by it. Wait, is something going on right now?
I think so. Something.
I don't know. I'm just... Yeah, I think so. I was just talking to his mommy right now.
Mommy. This isn't gonna fuck my shit up.
What's up?
Never mind.
Okay. By the way, yo, are you gonna edit this the podcast here once it goes once you send it to YouTube, or you're not gonna, or is gonna keep it straight as it is?
No, it's just gonna it's just gonna be like the entire thing, like just uncut.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So they get all the awkward and like weird moments that we have in here as well. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll work.
Where's I'm lost. Okay,
What?
never mind. I was fucking lost with nothing.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that works.
Oh my god. Where's this here? Also, Titus,
What's up?
I'm not sure if you've seen any of the part 1 manga stuff, but let me take a moment to look this up right now.
Okay.
Let me see.
I'm gonna head downstairs. I'm gonna bring you guys with me.
Gotcha. Part 1 Jonathan manga. Yep.
Hello.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Silas.
Hello. Sorry about that. Anyways, what are we talking about?
So, open up your thingy, the group chat, whatever. And I was just telling Titus if he knew about the Jonathan manga part 1 thingy. Okay, let me just send this here.
Okay. Where are you sending it on?
The Discord.
Okay. Wait, is there a JoJo Saturday Discord?
No.
Okay. Okay, so you just send it to like. Okay, never mind. But what about part one for the manga though?
Yeah. Well, I wanted to point because it's kind of funny. It's just how fucking huge this guy Jonathan is.
I thought it was hilarious. That I think it was it episode 3? When they just become big boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found it hilarious because one moment they're all like decently sized, and then like the next episode they're just bulky, but it's legit just Jonathan and Dia. There's like no one else is like as bulky as those two. Like they're just playing football or soccer from where they're at, and they're just like pummeling everybody they meet.
Skronk body.
Like watching that was like two fucking Chads versus like the little beta males. Like that's what I was watching.
Skronk body. The beta boy.
What's wrong?
Part 1 is just Skronk body and the beta boys. I think I just said that, but I don't know if you guys heard me.
I did.
You said Crossbody and the big boys.
The beta boys.
Oh, and the beta boys. Never mind. Is that you said that for part 3 or which one?
For part 1.
No, part 1. Yeah, pretty much. What time is it right now? Is it okay? Never mind.
7:00.
Yeah, I was still making me a sandwich, but it's too late for that.
Sandwich.
Make me a sandwich.
Holy mother of Christ.
We good?
Yes.
I'm good.
Yes, we are A-okay. Also, speaking of music, I guess, yeah,
Yeah.
it's great how it's great how the ending for part 1 was roundabout.
That honestly threw me for a loop. I really didn't expect to hear Roundabout as the ending.
I was
So
I was the same because I was the same way because it was actually two things because when the episode ended with the to be continued logo and then the music kicking, it's like, wait a minute, this is the meme. This is where
yeah,
it's
that's
from.
what I thought. I was like, so this is where this was from. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, this is amazing, and it's great that they kept it for part 2 as well.
I was kind of expecting just a new one, but I was fine with having it again. I mean, actually, speaking of which, I remember because in part 1, there was another like decent episode, or at least it was a good section. I think it was episode 2 when Dio found out how the mask worked. Was that what the episode was?
I think it might have been 3. I think
It was a 3.
maybe.
Oh yeah. Well, it was that episode, and when the dude when the vampire died to sunlight, I thought that was such a nice ass moment, and then I heard Roundabout, and I just started giggling. Like I couldn't take it seriously. I just thought it was hilarious just to hear Roundabout start playing and like use it unironically because I've only been able to hear it just out of the meme format.
True. Oh man, I was. Oh, Titus, you've heard the part 3 ending, right?
Yeah, I don't remember what the song was called, but I do know it. Yeah.
Which one? Aren't there 2 different endings?
The first one.
It was the first one. I only heard the first one. I haven't heard the second one yet.
Wait, which one's the first one?
So-
It's not.
Walk like an Egyptian.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Man, I gotta say, I started thinking about part 3, and I just like remember last summer, literally a fucking year ago, and it's just like, damn,
Times change.
this is some good times watching part 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, let's talk about Jonathan's death. Death scene.
Let's not.
What do you guys think of the scene where he dies?
Cry. Cry. That is all I have to say.
Wait, there was a song that played in that part. I don't remember it.
Not the song, the scene.
Oh, the scene. Just that Jonathan's a Chad that I can just respect. Like my homie legitimately just killed himself as an attempt to like keep Dio from doing anything.
Yeah.
Normally,
Like not bad. Huh?
normally with the whole oh, I'm not gonna kill you because that would just make me worse or whatever.
Mm.
That type of stuff gets old. But that Jonathan, like that's his whole brother and everything. That makes more sense. He was like, okay, hug time, and then I cried.
What is? Remember that kid?
The kid, Pablito? I think that's what it was. I keep calling him Pablito. I can't remember his original name if it wasn't Pablito. I just call him Pablito now. All I know is we just got the trio Pablito, Smokey, and Ann.
His name's
So-
Poco.
Oh, it's Pogo.
I was really about to call him Smokey Senior. I'll be honest with you, I did not remember his name.
I mean, it works. Both him and Smokey did the exact same thing.
Facts.
So, and On for that matter, technically. On was a little bit different. He tried to shank Jotra, so. But either way.
Hmm.
Yeah, I remember, not goddamn, I keep calling him Pablito. I remember Poco. Poco was the only dude that could slip in through the cracks.
True.
Honestly, I just want to see fucking. I was gonna call him Pablito again. Poco be like. I just want to see Poco like grow up and become big body.
You probably
We
did.
saw-
Yes.
We saw how Smokey turned out.
Fucking-
Smokey
What
legit
if-
became
what
Obama.
What if
But-
Poco is Abdal's dad?
Abdal's dad. Wait. Abdal's the That's the little Muslim dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
Muhammad Abdal. I mean,
Can it
you
be?
know.
wait. What are we
One.
talking about? I
Fire
zoned
dude.
off.
What?
What are you guys talking about? I zoned off for a second.
was a-
Abdal is
Yeah, we're talking about how
Poco's
Abdal
son.
could be Poco's dad. Or his other
Oh.
dad, I mean.
What? Did,
I was thinking about it. I don't know about that. Just because skin color.
bruh.
Yeah, good point.
I hope that's not classified as me being racist. I'm just no. I'm just thinking on my mind here.
Let's see here. Oh my. So.
Yesterday was Iraqi's birthday, ironically.
Oh really?
Yes. This man's 60.
Damn.
He
Wait,
looks
who?
like he's 20. This is what I'm gonna put it in the chat. Hold on.
Okay.
The JoJo chat. $60 old. He looks like that.
Jesus.
Man looks incredibly young, and for what? This man's immortal.
Oh wait, he's the author?
Yes.
Yeah, my dude looking young for a 60-year-old man.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, my grandpa is like just a little like even when my grandpa was around that age, he looked nothing like that. My boy was so yeah, seeing my boy Araki, looking like a 40-year-old man. It's not
He
bad,
don't age. Mans don't age.
dude. Look, because here's the thing about Asians. Asians just don't age, and I can say that because I'm Asian myself. And the thing is like the moment we actually hit the age mark, where we actually just finally just hit it, we become like wrinkly as fuck in like one day. That's what it seems like. Cause like a 50-year-old Asian dude probably look around like a 30 to 40. But once it hit 51, it's a whole completely different aspect. That's why.
Wild. I still haven't finished my chicken from when we started.
It's been an hour.
It's been an hour.
This is a lot of chicken, I'm gonna be honest with you though.
Check.
Where'd you get the chicken from, homie?
Excuse me?
Where'd you get the chicken from?
I don't know.
Oh. Oh, I thought. Wait. Okay, never mind.
Why did I?
I just remember waking up and there was chicken.
Fuck! I almost choked my Pop Tart.
Bruh. So, what do you guys think of Arena?
Okay, so far, let's say Ariana's best so far. Part 1, Ariana's probably best girl right now.
Basic.
Even after you finish
Hey.
part 2. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, part 2 is a little bit different because she's not really mentioned at all, and when she is on screen, she doesn't really talk. But I don't know. I just like Ariana. And by the way, Silas, as a reply to your comment, I like basic.
Fair enough. Can't argue with that.
I don't know if that wasn't obvious, considering the first girl I put in for Waifu Wednesday was a pretty basic woman.
Who was it again? I don't remember.
Yoshizawa.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. All right. I like basic. All right.
Fair enough.
Doo-doo-dee. Okay, oh.
Wait.
What happened?
Yeah, I don't know what just happened.
What?
Hmm?
So, I don't remember what happened to the mask.
Are you talking about the mask that started the whole thing?
The
Right.
part 1 mask?
Yes.
The mask got smashed.
Yeah. Speedwagon smashed it
Oh.
with a sledgehammer.
Like a fucking alpha.
True. I forgot.
It's been a decent while. It most likely has been.
Wow. Let me see here. So I'm looking at something here right now, and apparently, I guess in the manga, for part 1, it mentions Elizabeth the First.
It does?
Apparently so.
Wow. I didn't even know that. Blessed, by the way. But oh, actually, yeah, they did. Wasn't it like with those two dudes that Dio resurrected?
Oh,
The 2 zombies?
Yeah, the
Big
two
boy and
zombies.
hairy boy?
Yeah, dude gave him the sword.
Yeah.
interesting.
I'm pretty sure that's where he was introduced, or at least Queen Elizabeth like mentioned, because they used actual like characters from in part 1. That's like actual people like Jack the Ripper.
Right.
Technically, I don't know if Jack the Ripper is technically a good person to say, but yeah,
Close enough.
yeah, right. Yeah, there was Jack the Ripper. There was those fucking two dudes who are actual people. I don't. Yeah, it was interesting. Which is also the only time they ever actually mentioned like historical footage in JoJo, which is interesting. Weird. But either way.
Actually, Silas,
What?
I don't think I asked you about what your overall review of part 1 was.
It feels like it doesn't live up to the rest of JoJo, but it's definitely not the worst thing I've watched. And it feels like a bad spin-off of Fist of the North Star. I get that I've said that a lot though.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can agree with that. As someone that
Get
does
that I've
not
said
like
that a
part
lot,
1
though.
JoJo, I can agree. Yeah,
Okay.
I can agree with that.
Because
The-
like good characters, not okay story, terrible execution. That's about it.
yeah, I can agree with that.
Well, some of the characters are good. Speedwagon and Dio, great characters. Jonathan, pretty basic, but still good. And Aaron, His base is basic.
Yeah, I can agree with that. There was, which even so, there was like, I guess because I'm spoiled by the Fate series, who like lives off of historical characters in the first place. But like, when when I watched it, they really did not even bother to fully develop those characters as who they were, as back then in history. They really just made them. They gave you an overall synopsis, and then that was it. And then they just acted like their own character, which I was kind of sad about, right?
Mhm.
But overall, I don't know, it was just weird. Like, cause I never heard anything about Jack the Ripper fucking coming out of a horse. So, but either way, that's just me though.
Good point. Good point. Oh man.
I find that fucking hilarious. I'm never gonna let that down. Now that you reminded me of it, I'm not gonna let it down.
Nice. So, Silas, what did you? I think you might have answered this already, but what did you like the most out of part one?
Dio. Just all of Dio.
Mm.
Everything about Dio was just incredible.
Let's not forget, the dude literally walks straight up.
Man's walked up the wall. He walked. Dio walked so Spider-Man could run.
And also, Dio's like, he says goodbye, JoJo.
Yep. That was a little loud, sorry.
What was that?
A can. I
Nice.
missed my trash can.
Imagine
Not bad.
missing your trash
Wait, did I miss? I did not miss. Let's go, dude.
can. Imagine thinking you missed your trash can.
You're just gonna get on him no matter what. You can't run.
Dio. Wait, what? Oh, okay. I thought. Oh, wait, that's. Never mind. Alright. So, Titus, what did you like the best out of part one?
Out of part one, I don't
Yes.
know. It's a good question because I didn't like part one that much. Let me think. I'd say because I think the best thing about it was probably like, even though I do find the characters to be inconsistent in terms of quality, I see it's like some of the characters are really well highlighted the show. Like, yeah, again, Dio was really good. Speedwagon I enjoyed, even though he did a lot of monologuing. Still love him. I don't know. I can't really say what was like the truly big highlight to part one though.
Jack Ripper coming out of the horse.
There it is. That's it. That's it.
Oh. Oh, that's good.
Oh, actually, do you know what? There was one character who I actually find to be kind of under. Fucking dude, Zappelli. I actually kind of like Zappelli. Zappelli was
baby.
weird, but I actually kind of liked him. What?
Every character with the last name Zappelli is automatically the best in their part.
Yeah, honestly.
Actually, that's not very true.
Well,
Smokey really carried part two.
Who did?
Smokey carried part two.
Smokey popped up like a couple episodes.
He was in
He
2
carried-
episodes.
And then he shows up for the last episode and he's Obama now.
I'm s- Anyways, what were we talking about? We were talking about Zappelli, right?
Some of the Zappelli family. Or Zappelli mainly. Yeah, honestly, yeah, I can say most of the Zappellis that I've seen so far. I don't know if there's a part 3 Zappelli. I don't know. I don't know
There is
yet.
none.
There is none.
No.
Okay.
There's Zappelli in part 7.
Part 7. Okay, so
Yes.
we're not gonna see Zappelli for a good while after part 2.
Right.
All right. Yeah. Well, yeah. Just the two Zappellis that came around as of right now, at least for where I'm at, they've been doing pretty good. I've been enjoying Zappelli, even though Zappelli's like for part 1, Zappelli's fucking weird as shit. My boy's just hopping on water.
Punch the
But-
frog.
He smacked the frog with his hand. I do find Zappelli to be whack, but it's like I still enjoy him though. It's been fun.
Yes.
I think that's the only character who I actually actually had like heavy emotional attachment to when he died.
Hmm.
Other
Definitely
actually
for
no,
part 1.
both Sibeli's just in general. Those are the only two characters where I actually cared for when they died.
Yeah. I felt like part 2. Well, actually, no. We'll talk about that next time.
Yeah.
But
Where
yeah.
is he? I cannot.
All right. I think the only other death where I was, even though Jonathan's death was like pretty big, I don't think I was ever truly emotionally attached to it. I think I was like more surprised that he actually died because I was like, why is there like 20 other episodes when the main character died? But then I realized it was just Joseph pops up next. But other than that, there was nothing really noteworthy about any deaths that came around in the show other than both Zappelli's. I can't think of any.
Yeah.
But
Where is? Okay, I can't find him. So if there's so obviously we said the things that we don't like out of part 1. If there are
You're
things to
cutting
make,
out what?
sorry, you're kind of smacking around a little bit.
we know that there are things we don't like of part 1.
Yes.
So if there were things to improve part 1, what would they be?
There would have to be like some type of big difference in Jonathan, because clearly he wanted to make like I said, the Fist of the North Star main character, make him more like that and less gentlemanly. Give him flaws instead of just making him a perfect character.
Yeah, I can personally agree with that as well. Because one of the reasons why Joseph was one of my favorite characters was because he did have his weird flaws and all his wacky stuff that came around him, but it also like made him like an actual human being, which is cool.
Yeah.
I think one thing that I truly would have hoped out of that show was like just overall, like I guess again, animation quality isn't always about it. But I say some animation quality probably would have at least made me watch the show without me being like tired, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because, and even though you can use the excuse as like it's an old show, in retrospect, even though it came out in 2012, it still could have had like some potential because like there's shows like the Fate series, because Fate Zero came out 2012, I think, and the animation quality was top notch. Granted, that show was way ahead of its game, but animation quality is still good. Even though I fucking hate this show, Sword Art Online had fantastic animation quality. It did. Don't you dare say it's not. I hate that show, but it had fantastic quality. All right.
Okay.
But either way, I just feel like they could have like done better animation.
Speaking of animation,
yes, I agree.
Like I know, like we call it that sometimes. Like it wasn't like that. I'd say like great, but I will give them credit because because they obviously had to adapt the manga to an anime,
Mm.
And I guess it's kind of hard to do that when watch. I'm gonna send this to the Discord. This picture right here. So this, if you guys can see that, is a picture
Yes.
from the manga, and you can tell that just looks pretty wonky.
Yes.
So
Okay, this is gonna be an absolute noob move. But how do I pull that up on the phone? So I can't see it.
Solace, you're on the phone. Tell him.
What?
You're using the phone, right?
Yes.
So tell him how you brought it up.
In the top left corner, there's the zoom out thing.
Mm.
Hit that, and then it should bring you into the chat.
Ah, yeah, I see it now. Right, thank you, homie.
Yes.
So
Yeah, that's definitely disproportionate.
yeah, so you know they got their tough bit to work with when they had to like make this look right.
Mm.
So while it may not be the most like exciting looking stuff out of JoJo, I think they did well to like at least make it somewhat look good for most of it.
Mm-hmm.
I can half agree, except not. Like I'm like 50% with you there, and that's solely because if we're gonna talk about something like that, we cannot like bring up like Megalobox. The Megalobox was based off of a 1950s manga,
Right.
and
Hmm.
when the show actually came out, the quality of animation in that show was fantastic. It caught me by surprise.
Absolutely.
So
Me too.
to a degree, I can't exactly agree with you,
Mm-hmm.
but I can understand where you're coming from, though.
Yeah. All right.
I overall definitely room for improvement in animation. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah. All right. So I think final thing to say. What is your rating for part 1?
Like out of 10,
Yes, out of 10.
I'd say compared to the stuff I've seen, it's like a 6 out of 10.
Mm.
Because it's really basic, but not bad, I guess.
Wait, so when you're saying out of things you've seen, are you talking about like other animes?
Yes, like compared to Tokyo Ghoul or Berserk 2016 or I can't think of anything else. Those are the two worst that I've seen in my life.
So would you like compare like between other parts? What would you rate it?
Compared to the other parts,
Yeah,
3 out of 10.
3 out of 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
For me personally, if I sound like my mouth is like covered up, it's because I'm eating a Pop Tart right now.
Fair
But
enough.
I personally put it as a 4 out of 10
Mm-hmm.
because again, in comparison to other shows that I've watched a lot of shows. All right, I'm a fucking weeb. Yeah, it's just not to the quality that I've been looking
Well, okay.
for. And if we're gonna compare it between the parts, it's going to like 2 out of 10.
Mm.
Bro, just because I just love part 2 and part 3 as of right now.
Makes sense.
I would give it. I think honest. I think I'm the one who enjoyed it the most, but still, it is like lacking compared to other like parts 2 and up. So for
Mhm.
me, I would give it a 5 out of 10.
We give it average, okay.
Yeah, 5 out of 10. It's not, it's not bad, but it's not great either.
Fair. Fair.
Okay.
Hmm.
I think that's everything.
Aw. Alright, boys. I think this might be a wrap for.
That's a wrap?
I think so, unless you got some other stuff.
Yes.
Sorry, what?
Okay. All right. Let's see. How should we do this? Uh,
Bruh.
Anything you guys want to say before final goodbyes?
My fucking mouth is dry. I'm gonna be honest. This Pop Tart really, dusty.
This Pop Tart really dusty. Titus 2020. Amazing. Um.
Well, Pop Tart got on my bed. God damn it.
Okay. What's in the stream?
Alright. Alright. So I guess that does it for the JoJo Saturday podcast. Number 1. We've done part 1, given our thoughts about it. Pretty good, guys. I guess next time we'll do part 2, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I can actually looking forward to part 2 because I really like part 2. So
Fair
it
enough.
works out.
Fair enough. I think there'll be more content for part 2.
Yeah,
So-
we don't have to base ourselves on 9 episodes.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess that does it. I know it should be appearing on the screen for the stream. There is the subreddit for JoJo Saturday. So, you guys can check that out. And alright, that is about it. I'll see you guys, I guess, later.
Bye.
Alright. Alright.
The fucking noises that just comes out of silence. Oh shit.
Alright. Take care.
I'll see you guys later.
Peace.
Wait.
Alright. Okay. So yeah, that does it for the podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. You took the time to listen in. Yeah, check out the subreddit JoJo Saturday. Should talk about stuff for JoJo. If you guys are interested in that, and stay tuned for the next stream. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.